Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, we'll see what's behind the increase in new home sales in the valley. Also tonight, we'll meet the new police chief of Glendale and hear about his vision for the department. And what's next for what was a major shopping mall in the Southeast Valley. Those stories next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. New home sales were up 22% in the Phoenix area the past month. What's behind the increase and what does it mean for other aspects of the local economy? For the answers, we welcome Catherine Rager. She's a senior real estate reporter with the Arizona Republic. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
It's good we have you here for good news. We've had you on so many times when everything's plummeting and it's falling out of the sky.
Up and down.
New home sales are up.
Yes, just in the past month jumped 22%. We've had the best month we've had in a decade for new home sales, and you know, it's been a long time coming. The new home building industry has not recovered.
And again, we're not talking existing homes here. No. We're not talking about pre-owned homes. We're talking about the brand new babies. What's going on out there?
Well, you know, home buyers are really smart, and they saw interest rates climb. And new home prices have not climbed that much, maybe 2% last year, 2% the year before. But the forecast is for big increases this year based on the demand. So some new home buyers, a big group, 22% more than last year, jumped in and bought. How
much have interest rates increased?
We're up. Well, I refinanced last fall and I got about a 3.5, and it's about 4.01. So that makes a difference, and it's expected to keep climbing. And that's not bad. 4% is not bad.
I was going to say, is that the kind of increase, though, that could hurt sales? Because usually when interest rates go up, you kind of look around a little bit.
Yeah. And so if you're thinking about buying and you're watching that, and you're like, well, interest rates are climbing, new home prices are going to climb. And you know, part of the reason behind the climb is a lot of the lots that they are building on, great lots in Mesa, take rid of the Mesa mayor, and you know, Glendale and Chandler, Gilbert, Peoria, those lots home builders bought during the crash,
yes,
and they got deals on them. And those lots are filling up, and the next lots they're buying are more expensive, so home prices will go up.
So let's talk about where these new homes that are being built are being built. Yeah. Where?
Southeast Valley, very popular still. We've seen it lead for a while. Mesa, Chandler, Gilbert, very popular still. And even the closer in, but we're starting to see the demand stretch out to Pinal County again and the town of Maricopa. In the West Valley, we see Glendale, Surprise, Peoria, North Phoenix very much, but also seeing that demand from home buyers stretch out to the Laveen, and communities on the fringes, like west of the White Tanks in Buckeye, up north near Lake Pleasant, and again, out in Maricopa. Those are being revived.
It sounds like a lot of the places that were hit hard during the recession are starting to come around again, but then are there warning signs here? Like we've heard this before.
Yeah. Well, builders are very cautious. They're not jumping in. They're not building spec homes. It's taking longer to build a home. They're not buying lots. They don't have a big backlog. They're running out of lots because of that. And they're basically building on what they can sell. You know, the housing crash burned everyone. So, you know, we hopefully have learned our lesson and are watching that, and we'll see the sales if the demand is there, and starting to see, definitely with that increase, but seeing the demand farther out.
Let's talk about what they can sell. What kind of homes are being built? Because in the old days, you went way out there, you know, we had all kinds of sprawl, and the homes kind of looked the same. It wasn't a lot of, are we seeing more variety, different kinds of homes being built?
Definitely. And remember that phrase, drive till you qualify? That was the Phoenix mantra. You know, new home buyers first time would drive out until they could qualify for a house. And we're not seeing that. Yes, definitely different houses. We're definitely seeing more infill, you know, closer in, more condos, more communities of attached housing that are closer in around a courtyard, 3-story, less space, which helps save more kind of that community urban feel, very much so, but still seeing the gated country clubs.
Less yard work for folks, maybe less upkeep as we all get a little older and get tired of that kind of business.
And also the millennials who don't want that. You know, they want to lock and leave too and travel like the baby boomers.
So with new homes on the uptick here, and it sounds like a pretty big uptick for the highest in 10 years, what's it doing to construction jobs?
Wow. Well, we lost a lot of construction jobs and a lot of construction workers, like more than 200,000 after the crash and issues with SB 1070. And you know, builders and contractors are looking very hard to find that skilled labor they need. And you hear about it where one home builder subcontractor goes to a lot where new homes are going up and offers, hey, $100 if you'll come over here and be my framer, and I'll pay you $2 more an hour. And it's taking longer to build homes. You know, it used to be a couple months, and at one point in the past year it stretched to 6 months. I hear that is getting better because more workers, drawing more workers, but a lot of those workers went to Denver and Colorado, and they have jobs.
So if there's a shortage of skilled labor folks, my economics class tells me that those folks are going to make more money, and you just said that some of them are making more money. If they make more money, that same economics class suggests those houses are going to cost more.
Yes, and higher land costs and labor costs, yes. And we have some new tariffs going on with lumber from Canada, and that's raising prices.
Is that affecting new homes in Arizona?
It will start, yes. A home builder told me that last week. That will start to impact it because the higher lumber prices. So I think we saw a surge from some really smart buyers who got in and saw it ready. And also, you know, it's tougher to find existing homes in that price range. A medium new home costs about $300,000, $250,000 for that. And sometimes, you know, for going a little farther out, you can get a lot in a new home, and we're getting back to where we were in that cycle, where that's why they're popular.
If there's more demand now for some of these homes that are further out, as you mentioned, brand new, further out, what about the older homes close in? Are they being affected by this uptick in new home sales?
You know, I will say home prices have been rising closer in and infill because of that draw. I haven't seen it pull away, but we know, our economists tell us, and they're on here often, that we have steady population growth and we have the market for a lot more homes and home sales. And some of these homes closer in are rentals, and those are people, millennials, are wanting to be closer in. And from our pace of home building, I see no sign, and the economists and analysts tell me no sign we're overbuilding and getting out of whack.
So the highest, last question, the highest in 10 years, but we're still not where we were during the peak go crazy years.
We're a third at the pace of what we were during the peak.
Isn't that interesting?
And even a normal market, a healthy market, we're less than half, about half.
All right, well, let's kind of keep an eye on it and see where it goes. Good to have you here. Good to see you again. Thanks. You're watching Arizona Horizon. Up next, we meet the new police chief of Glendale.
We're in the middle of rather a drama.
I've been thinking about the circumstances of the crime and the nature of love.
It's romantic, is it? Isn't it?
Seems to me as if the answer is right in front of you.
I'm a high-functioning sociopath. You are being irrational.
Need to go.
Will you do a blood test?
No.
You want to hit me now?
That makes me a wicked woman, sister.
Will the prisoner rise?
There is only one thing I would like.
Hey.
Sex?
Heartbreak.
Or love? Oh, yummy. Stop it!
Papa? Is everything all right in there?
Glendale recently hired Rick St. John as the city's new police chief. St. John has been with Glendale PD for over 20 years and is a proponent of the concept of community policing over data-driven responses. We welcome Chief Rick St. John to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here. Welcome to the show.
It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on the job. It sounds like it's a dream job for you. You've been out there for a long time.
It really is a dream job. I grew up in the city of Glendale, so and policing is sort of the family business. My father was a police officer, so I grew up in a police officer's home around the job. And when I became of age to test for agencies, Glendale was the agency that I tested for. It's where I wanted to work. They were kind enough to hire me and offer me the opportunities, and I've enjoyed a little over a 20-year career with the city.
Sworn in last November. Your thoughts so far as Mr. Big?
So when I took over as the chief, I began to think about things differently. As an assistant chief, you run the operations administration of your department. That's really the day-to-day of what happens within the department. But as the chief, I'm responsible for something that's a little bit bigger than just the day-to-day operations or the administration. And that I define as the culture of the department. So we make strategies to deal with operational changes that need to occur. So crime trends change, and there's just different things that occur in society that cause us to have to change our operations. And then administration it's fairly consistent, but there are times when you need to change how you're administering and how you're deploying resources. And we rely on those operational administrative changes to have a lagging effect on the culture of the department. But what we hadn't been doing is directly impacting culture in positive ways through strategies that were designed to do just that, to impact the culture.
Is this not the community policing policy that you say you really want to implement here and go with what was there, as opposed to data-driven responses? What's the difference between the two?
So I'm going to jump back a little earlier than that. When I was first hired in 1996, we had something called community-oriented policing. And what that implies is the police department and community in partnership working towards a common goal. My philosophy under community policing, we're not orienting ourselves to the community, we are the community. So before I'm a police officer, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a shopper, I spend time in the city of Glendale, I live in the city of Glendale, so I conduct my life in the city of Glendale. I just happen to be the police chief as well. And my officers in their rank and role are very similar. They live and work and raise families in the community. So I want my folks identifying as members of the community. You don't orient yourself to yourself. So we're not orienting ourselves to the community. We are the community, and we want to identify as part of the community.
Is there a tendency sometimes for police officers to break away a little from that and see themselves not, they're still part of the community, they still see themselves as part of it, but maybe not quite as tightly as you just described?
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why we need these culture change, or why we need to have strategies that directly impact culture in this way. It's very easy for police officers, for first responders, for military, to feel siloed in a way from the normal community that we live in, because we're always thanked for the job that we do. We're always kind of set aside and given accolades and all those kinds of things that are very positive. But what I want my officers identifying is we are the community. We're raised up by the community to police the community. There's a high level of trust that exists. And to maintain that trust, they have to know that we identify with them.
Was there, because I know you talked about this as compared to data-driven responses.
Yeah.
When we talk about data-driven responses, I think that's relatively self-explanatory. You look at the numbers and you try to figure out what's going to happen next and get out there and do what you need to do. That's not necessarily a bad thing, is it?
No, it's not, but data-driven responses tend to be top-down approaches to crime. So what happens is your patrol officers, they go out in the field, your investigators follow up on crime, and that generates information that's put into a records management system. That information produces data for higher level staff. So chiefs, assistant chiefs, commanders, they're looking at this data and they're trying to figure out, okay, what are the crime trends and how do we need to change deployment based on what the data is telling us? That was called CompStat. So under a CompStat model, there was an accountability at a command level to respond to crime. Under a community policing philosophy, it's face-to-face interaction in the community that you're developing human intelligence. You're then taking that human intelligence at an officer level and looking at the data that's being supplied through crime analysts that work within the patrol divisions, and you're developing your response to crime trends at the patrol level. And then you're pushing your ideas up through the organization and getting approval for the budget or the resources, whatever it is you might need.
So there's a place for the data, it's just that don't depend on it too much.
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
So data supports what we do. It doesn't drive what we do.
But could it drive? I mean, what if your rank and file are saying, you know, Region X, you know, I'm seeing good stuff. I think Region X is really coming around, and the data says, Region X is a mess. I mean, what do you do then?
So what we're doing in Glendale is we're developing what we call a scorecard for areas of the community. And the scorecard's based on 5 criteria. It's based on crime, Part 1, Part 2 crime, response times, proactive activity, and traffic collisions. So we take a geographic area that's relatively small and we look at a 15-year crime trend. We look at 15-year traffic accident trends, 15 years of proactive activity. What's the level that's typical for that community? What's the level of service and proactive activity they typically receive? And then our response times. What are our response times? What do they typically look like for this community? And over a 15-year period, you can see whether you're trending up and down or you're maintaining level.
Right.
If we're maintaining level, you get a C grade. If you're trending positively, so positive for crime means a downward trend, positive for proactive activity means an upward trend, then you get a mark that's in line with that, and then you take a cumulative score, and so the area gets a grade.
Yes.
That's based on a 15-year history, not based on just what an officer is perceiving is happening over the last couple of months. And that's how we use data to support what's actually occurring in the community.
And again, it's not rigid, set in stone. If the officer thinks he's seeing something and maybe the data doesn't support it, you still got to pay attention to it because the officer's saying what he's seeing.
Absolutely.
Before we let you go, the biggest challenge right now as far as Glendale's concerned in law enforcement?
There's not many challenges that we're not going to be able to overcome. The challenge that I'm facing, I think, is hiring, recruiting, and bringing the right people into the organization. So one of my philosophies is that I want to hire people that are invested not just in being a police officer, but they're invested in policing in the West Valley. As you know, there's a very distinct difference between East Valley, West Valley, and even Central Phoenix and how things are done. And our community in the West Valley has an expectation of its law enforcement to perform within a certain behavior pattern. And if we hire people from around the state or hire people from around the country and bring them in and try to get them to acclimate, it can be difficult at times. But if we hire people that grew up and understand West Valley culture, then they're already invested, they already have that knowledge, and we can train them on the tactics for being a police officer.
Community policing from the get-go.
From the get-go.
All
indeed.
right. Well, good luck out there. Congratulations, and thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Fiesta Mall in Mesa was once a major East Valley retail hub, but that was quite a while ago, and the area has been in decline for years. But now, the once bustling shopping mall is preparing for a new life as a health and education campus. Here to tell us more is the mayor of Mesa, John Giles. Welcome, Mayor. Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
Where exactly are we talking about? For folks that aren't familiar, where is Fiesta Mall?
Fiesta Mall is at the center of the universe, Ted. It literally is, it's a stone's throw from Chandler and Gilbert and Tempe. It's at the intersection of the 101 and the 202, or the intersection of Alma School and Southern in South Mesa.
And how long did Fiesta Mall last as a viable shopping hub?
You know, it really was the capital, the financial capital of not just Mesa, but for the East Valley for decades. I think you and I were just chatting about growing up and going to Fiesta Mall. So certainly throughout the 70s and the 80s, it was the place to be.
Why didn't that mall survive?
Well, I think it's important that we note that this is not a situation that's unique to Mesa, Arizona. This is we have this 20th century model of big box retail malls that when was the last time that when I go shopping, I'm usually in my pajamas and I'm in front of a computer screen, and then the nice man from UPS brings it to me the next day. So So the economy has changed, and so it's not an issue that's peculiar to Mesa. But I am proud to say that I think Mesa is really setting a good example as to how to detail or to how to respond to this type of a challenge.
Let's talk about that response. It's now been sold to a pair, and we should mention now that this is not the entire mall. It seems like it's split in two here. What's going on here?
There's multiple owners. You have the big box retails, Macy's and Sears and the others. And so the challenge here, the reason that we haven't seen development really take off in the last few years is there's been, well, the economy, we've been all waiting for the downturn to come back, and now's the right time to do this, but there still are multiple owners there. There's a couple of groups that are doing a great job of consolidating the ownership, and the thing that was in the news here just a couple weeks ago is an auction. The common area changed hands with a group that seemed very motivated in trying to make something happen.
So you've got, and I think the same group of owners owns a corporate center next door. Is that true?
I don't know, but well, yes, no, you're right. The old Best Buy across the street, another retail center across the street, the same group of ownership.
All right, so the idea now is to turn, again, this is a mall, but to turn it into a health and education campus. What does that mean?
Well, the best example that I can, I think, give to you is literally across the street from Fiesta Mall. There's an old Service Merchandise, if you can remember that far back, or Bed Bath & Beyond.
All right.
There's a 100,000 square foot big box literally across the street on Southern. It sat as a testament to this 20th century economic failed model that we talked about a moment ago for many, many years. Then finally, literally just a couple of years ago, some great investors came in, bought it, converted it to employment. And it's now being leased by Santander, a Spanish bank, and there's 1,000 people that go to work there. So it went from being retail to being employment. That's a great example of something we need now. And so the goal is to do something similar at Fiesta Mall.
So is this the kind of thing where, you know, Chess King and the shoe store now all of a sudden become little modules of offices? I mean, how does this work?
Well, it'll be mixed use, because if you have, you know, 2 or 3 big boxes that now are 1,000 employee office buildings, you need retail, you need food service, you need a lot of those ancillary services, so that the common area could be a variety of things. It could be education, it could be supportive services for the employment that is going to occupy those big boxes. So I think this is, there's some flexibility built into what could happen.
So what was the candy store, what was the men's shoe store, what was the women's bag store, whatever, you can knock down a wall, do whatever you want to do. They don't necessarily have to stay compartmentalized as they were.
Correct. And I think that the plans for that area is to maybe take the roof off and turn it into more of an open area, inviting patio style. You know, this reminds me a little bit. Remember the Scottsdale Galleria back in the 1980s?
Absolutely. I mean, that was a mall, a failed mall, and they turned that into, I don't even know what it is anymore, but they turned it into businesses and something that's not retail.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of similar.
Absolutely. Like I say, I think we need to be agile, and we need to respond to the economy. And nowadays, people don't want big shopping malls to walk around in. They want to do a lot of the retail activity online. But this is still, I mean, the 3 rules of real estate are location, location, and I forget the third. Yes. But that applies to Fiesta Mall. As I was joking with you earlier, the location could not be better. So this is still a very, very strategic piece of property in the Valley.
Sears, Dillard's, Macy's, Best Buy, do they survive? Are they gone already? I think Dick's Sporting Goods is already gone. What's
correct? Sears is still there. Macy's is actually, the interior has been demolished. It's ready to be, that could very, very quickly be converted into an employment center.
Wow, so that's long gone then.
It is.
Okay.
And so there are still 2 or 3 owners there. So there's still work to be done here. This is not going to happen overnight, because we need to consolidate, get everybody out singing off the same sheet of music.
Okay, you know, this area, I remember reading and hearing about, not just the mall, the Fiesta Mall area, the Fiesta Mall district, I don't know what other name has been called out there.
Yeah.
It seems like there's always been an idea and a movement, and it never seems to. What's going on? What's wrong with that area?
Well, I'd invite you to take another trip out there, because it's the Fiesta District now. And so the city of Mesa, recognizing that this was a part of town that had huge potential, but it needed a little bit of a leg up. Over the last several years, we've invested a lot of money in infrastructure at this intersection, Southern and Alma School. And so it's actually very beautiful now. It's very pedestrian friendly, new streetscape, a lot of infrastructure, a lot of the investment you don't see because it's underground. That's what facilitates, 1,000 employee office buildings moving in down there. So it's much more attractive than it was just a few years ago, and that's thanks to the city's investment, and that has paid dividends.
It sounds like also a comprehensive plan, which is what you got going now, would help an awful lot.
Yes, sir. The Fiesta Mall, like I say, you can't recreate location. So that location has a great future, and it's going to continue to be in the future the economic capital of Mesa and the East Valley.
All right. Where was Tri-City Mall?
Tri-City Mall was at Dobson and Main.
All right, so I'm confusing a
Yes.
little bit of the two, but that's long gone too, huh?
It is. But there's a great, that's now a light rail park and ride.
That is now a hub for Asian food out there at Dobson and Main, isn't it?
Yes, it is. All up and down Dobson is great Asian food. I was just literally at lunch there today at a great Korean restaurant.
Wow, isn't that something?
You bet.
Mayor, good luck with the Fiesta District and a new Fiesta Mall, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ted.
Thursday on Arizona Horizon, an In Focus special. ASU Gamage Executive Director Colleen Jennings-Rogensock talks about her career in the arts and her experiences getting big-name Broadway shows to the Valley. A Horizon In Focus special on the next Arizona Horizon. That is it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you so much for joining us. You have a great evening.
One missing chemical, thousands poisoned.
We were so sick.
How did this happen?
You're not treating the water right.
Nova investigates.
Everybody's going to have this problem.
Flint's poisoned water.
Tonight at 8 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
There are many ways to support your station, but the easiest way is to become a sustaining donor. Hi, I'm Paula Kerger, President and CEO of PBS. Here's how it works. You set up your bank account or credit card to make an automatic contribution every month in support of the programs you count on from your PBS station. You can choose any amount that works for you, $5, $10, $20 a month or more. It's up to you. You'll be able to spread your support throughout the year and never have to worry about remembering when it's time to renew your membership. Best of all, your monthly donations help ensure that all of your cherished PBS programs will be there for you. It takes just a couple of minutes to set up your ongoing monthly donation, so please give us a call or visit us online right away. Thank you.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World. A parent is a child's first teacher. That's why Arizona PBS is providing a series of free workshops to parents and caregivers of preschool-age children who live in Yuma County. Learn how to expand your child's reading and language skills through fun activities featuring their favorite PBS characters. You'll also get interactive tools you can use every day at home to unlock the power of literacy in your little one's life. Register for this 6-week series at azpbs.org/workshop. Workshops begin soon, so sign up today.
Unlock your newest member benefit. Over 1,000 episodes of your favorite PBS shows. American Masters, Antiques Roadshow, Nature, Nova, Masterpiece. Watch the best of PBS anytime, anywhere. Become a member, sign in, and start streaming today.
Coming soon to Arizona PBS.